What's up, family, and welcome back to the next episode of Evolve Out Loud. This is one of my off the record episodes where, we get a little more personal and just let y'all know what's going on with me in my day to day life. Because I told y'all we be going through the same stuff at the same time and just dealing with it differently. So I want to ask this question because this is literally where I'm at in this point in my life. Have you had the intuitive nudge to just up and relocate and uproot your entire life? Like, have you just wanted to just completely just start all over? Because this is really where I'm at. Like, when I closed my spa at the end of 2024, I knew I wanted to travel. That was one of the things that I wanted to do. I was ready to really embark on this phase of my life and this season of my life. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know how any of it was going to unfold, but I knew that's what I wanted to do. Now I started asking myself, why do I want to travel so much now? It didn't make sense. Like, I've always loved to travel, but to the capacity that that I'm getting ready to travel, I didn't understand why I wanted to travel so much now. And then it hit me at the end of last year. I'm at this phase of my life where I'm on my spiritual ascension, I like to say, and it's calling for me to really just explore the world in different capacities, explore different cultures, different traditions, and just everything. And I feel like this is just a part of my spiritual evolution, and I'm welcoming it with open arms because I'm actually excited about the journey. I'm excited to learn more about myself, learn more about other places, and just really experience life outside of the States. Like, I'm from Atlanta. I've been in Atlanta my entire life. I've never lived outside of Atlanta. I've traveled the States, I've traveled outside of the country, but I've never just had the space to just sit in another country and just take it in, or another area and just take it in. So that's where we at right now. Like, I'm really at peace with myself. I did a lot of healing. I did a lot of, maturing and growing. And, I've been doing a lot of a shit ton of shadow work, just going through and coming to terms with aspects of myself that I probably didn't really want to come to terms with, but it's things that I had to face. It's things that we all will ultimately have to face at some point of our soul's evolution. And it's like I've been having this intuitive pull for this one central location. So we're about to be out of here. Yes, we are about to be out of here in a few weeks. We will be officially relocating. I'm calling it my world tour. I'm calling it my self mastery world tour because it's literally what it is. I'm going on this tour across the world to really just see and experience myself in different places and just different avenues. And I have the freedom and the flexibility to do so. So why not do it? So this is where we are. Like, I know I've been a little MIA, especially on social media, because I've been honestly preparing, getting things situated, understanding what this version of myself would look like, what this season would look like traveling. I don't know. There's a lot of unknowns, but the thing is, I'm excited about the whole journey, and I'm really taking my hands off the wheel and just allowing the universe to just provide and just show me the way. Like, I'm super excited. I'm not even nervous about the situation. I'm honestly not even anxious. I'm really excited because now I can share it because I've been sitting on this for so long, and I've told my family and my close friends. They know about the transition. I've been in preparation for like the last 6 months or so. But everybody, very close to me knows. I just didn't want to share with everybody else as far as the world and social media and stuff like that until it was a little closer to the date of my departure. And officially now we're a couple weeks out, and I'm in a good space spiritually and mentally to where I'm ready to, just share and talk about this whole transition because I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. There's a lot of spiritual evolution going on amongst us all right now, and we're pivoting, we're going in totally different directions, and just really finding and understanding ourselves on totally different levels right now. And sometimes you have to do that exploration of the self outside of your comfort zone, meaning outside of the places that you've traditionally known to be safe and comfortable for you. And I've been feeling this pull to relocate for a while, and now it seems like the perfect time. And everything is just lining up, like everything is lining up. I've surrendered a lot. I've given away a ton of shit. I've told BMW and to come get the fucking car. They picked the car up, and I've sold half of my things, and I'm just really at peace. It's been a lot of shedding, Oh, it's been so much shedding. Oh my God. So much. It's been so much shedding, but in a really good way. Like it feels like I literally feel so much lighter, like so much lighter. And that's what spiritual evolution and inner healing is really all about. Just being able to be with yourself and sit with yourself and just shed all of the extra shit that no longer serves you. Like it no longer serves you. And you can just you have free will to just move past it and move through it, you know? And it feels good doing so. So that's where we are. In a couple of weeks, we will be starting this self mastery world tour. Who knows what I may find? Shit, my husband could be overseas somewhere on a yacht waiting on me to pull up. Like, where you been? You been sitting in Atlanta. What's going on? You know, like that's literally where I'm at with it. Like, I'm just so excited about this journey. And like I said, you guys are coming right along with me on this journey. I'm going to be documenting the whole process from the locations I'm going to be staying in and everything. I'm talking about how I've funding the situation, how I'm making money. I've been doing a lot of, like I said, preparing for this shift. I've been getting a lot of my certifications under wraps so I can do a lot of my work virtual because all of my work that I'm going to be doing as far as my coaching and my Reiki healing, I'm also a Reiki practitioner now. And, some of my trauma releasing work, all of that stuff is going to be done virtually, in different spaces. And I think this is going to add a different element to my services and to how I'm offering my assistance to the world because I'm going to be in all of these different locations, so the energy is going to be totally different. I'm in a place of understanding the bigger picture of it all because I know this is like, yeah, this is something that I wanted to do, but I know it's a bigger reason of why I'm feeling this intuitive pull to travel and go to all of these places and learn about all of these different cultures and experience all of these different cultures and traditions because it's really necessary. It's honestly time for me to just really pour completely into myself, completely into myself and my own evolution at this stage of my life. Because I've been pouring into everybody else for so long, especially, dealing with my clients and things like that. And, just other avenues that sometimes we get depleted. I was completely depleted and I've allowed myself to recharge. I've allowed myself to reset and get centered and get grounded completely and just get my mind at peace with what's going on and, what this new journey and new season of my life is going to look like. So it feels good and it feels right. And that's what we are with it, like that's really what it is. And I know I'm not the only one, that's another reason why I'm documenting the whole thing because I know I'm not the only one who's feeling this pull and this nudge to just relocate and just start over. Yeah, we have a free will to move and relocate and switch careers and pivot and go in different directions regardless of whatever title you've held or whatever position you've held, regardless of how long you've held it. Like you can start over. You can go in a different direction. You can do things differently. You are having a human experience. The way you feel now could be totally different from the way you're gonna feel 6 years from now. And it would be a shame to allow yourself, or no, I should say, really say, force yourself to stay tied to an identity that you've outgrown. And sometimes you got to be honest with yourself and be like, yo, have I outgrown this version of myself? Have I outgrown these situations? Some of these, friends and family, like, have you outgrown? You really got to ask yourself those questions because when you do ask yourself those questions, you're able to put certain things in really perspective, and you're able to sit with yourself in clarity and really see what's going on. Because a lot of times we so conditioned and we get so comfortable that we don't have time to ask ourselves those questions. Have you outgrown your identity? Is it time for you to embrace a new version of yourself? And that's a hard question because it's like, what do you even start? What do I even start? How do I even? The fear comes in and all of the limiting beliefs come rushing in and all of the doubt and the what ifs and the hows and all of the things. But That's the thing about life, that when you really just trust in how things plan out differently than you may have perceived, you allow the universe to really just unfold in ways that you may not have ever been able to predict. Because let me tell you, I wasn't able to predict nothing that has happened over my life within the last year. I didn't foresee any of this happening the way it happened. Honestly, any of it. But with me looking back on the whole situation, I see how everything has been unfolding and have been laying out this path for me to go on this new journey that I'm going on. From taking the certifications that I've been taking, from moving to where I've moved to experiencing everything that I've experienced, like everything, the relationships that I've established, everything has been leading me up to this next phase of my life and allowing myself to fully embrace it. So if you are in that season of you feeling like things are, it's time to change, it's time to pivot, like I've outgrown this version of myself, you got to give yourself the chance to let things unfold. And sometimes it's going to mean taking your hand off the wheel and starting completely over. Starting completely over. And it may be a little rough. It may be a little tricky. Like, honestly, I ain't even going to hold you. It may be a little rough. But it allows you the time to grow, the time to heal, the time to evolve. And it's really all about how you look at that situation, because you can look at it as, yo, I gotta start over, I got so much stuff to do, I gotta try to refigure, or you can look at it like this is a totally new opportunity to learn myself on a different level. This is the opportunity for me to explore a whole new version of myself. This is an opportunity for me to do something I've never done before, to challenge myself, to live outside the box. Because y'all know we love to stay stuck in them boxes sometimes. But what if you was able to step outside the motherfucking box? What if you could step outside the box and just live however you wanted to live? What if? Because the possibilities are really endless. We close ourselves off in this box. The universe is always providing and always showing opportunities. But a lot of times we don't take those opportunities. We don't look at the signs and the synchronicities. We just stay comfortable. And I said I wasn't staying comfortable no more. And I was doing it for me. So I'm doing this for me. We are almost out of here, baby. We are almost out of here. Yeah, this has been a journey. And it's just now about to get started. It's just now about to get started, y'all. This has been a transition. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. This has been the hardest transition of my life. I don't know if it's because of my age, probably because of my age, because the other transitions that we make in life, we're a lot younger. We don't have as much responsibility. We're not thinking about, things in that capacity. You lose a job. Oh, I get another job. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. But when you're older, you're pivoting and shifting careers and, uprooting your life and moving and relocating. Like, it hits completely differently when you're older. And it can be a lot to process. But like I say, it depends on how you look at the situation. It really does. And it depends on your perspective. So, baby, we almost out of here, baby. In a few weeks, we will be starting this world tour. And like I said, I'm taking y'all along with me on this journey and just watching how everything unfold. Like, we're going to watch it together in real time. We are literally going to watch everything unfold in real time, because that's what this season is really about: exploring, experiencing different things, different traditions, cultures, spiritual evolution on a higher level. Oh, so I just wanted to drop in and touch base with my family. Like I said, because I gotta let y'all know what's going on with me. I told y'all we're gonna keep it a buck. Going forward, we're gonna keep it a buck as far as with the off the record episodes. I want these to be a little more laid back and just a little more touch base, you know, touch point type episodes, just to, really just to let y'all know what's going on with me. And, just to let y'all know if y'all are going through similar situations, you are not alone. We are going through it all. We are figuring this thing out together as a collective. We are moving through the parts. The world is a complete shit show right now, but we are not being phased. We are staying focused on what we need to be focused on, our ascension, our elevation, all of our bags, our spiritual growth, our spiritual development, our inner healing. We are focused on the right things. We're not focused or worried or concerned about anything that's negative or out of our concern, because it's just that, out of our concern. So we focus and prioritize what we can focus and what we prioritize. And that's what it is. Until next time, family, I'll see y'all on the next episode of Evolving Out Loud, off the record. Let's continue to evolve out loud together, baby.